What's up, curious youngsters? If we're always wasting time doing useless things or watching millions of videos, after finishing those weird YouTube recommendations, why not spend a few minutes on Mr. Curiosity, learning 30 epic facts you'll forget in 10 minutes. But these aren't just any facts, they'll amaze you. For this and much more, here are 30 things you didn't know 5 minutes ago. 1. We always have reasons to be happy in life, but if your country were the happiest in the world, you would truly have to smile every day. And according to the 2019 World Happiness Report, we find that Finland is the happiest country in the world. Second, if you've ever gone to the doctor and had to get an X-ray, you experienced the well-known X-rays, but have you ever wondered why they're called that? Apparently, Wilhelm Röntgen discovered a strange radiation in March 1895, and since he didn't really know its nature, he simply called them X-rays, following the mathematical notation for an unknown variable. How curious, Mr. Wilhelm. 3. One of the darkest events in human history was World War I, which destroyed millions of people. But even if it seems like a closed chapter, we find that Japan and Russia still haven't signed a peace treaty to put an end to World War I because of the conflict they have over the Kuril Islands, 4 of them. I'm not sure what's happening in Germany, but it seems the laws are stricter there. This results in over 60% of the top 1,000 most viewed YouTube videos being directly blocked in Germany. And it's all because of issues with the Copyright Society in that country. In my view, 5 is among the most interesting episodes in human history. It's the ancient Rome section featuring the Colosseum and gladiators. So, what's so interesting about that, Mr. Curiosity? Well, apparently, women at that time would put the sweat or the blood of gladiators on their bodies, supposedly to improve their beauty and energy. The University of Engineering and Technology of Peru and an ad agency called Mayo Draft. They saw a great opportunity in this invisible source of water, so they created a billboard that captures humidity from the air and turns it into drinking water for nearby residents. 7. If you thought you were a little absent-minded, it's because you hadn't seen this video. Since, apparently, in 1908, the Olympic team of what was then the Russian Empire arrived at the London Olympic Games. 12 days? Since back then Russia still didn't use the Gregorian calendar, these Russians really are crazy. 8. Some countries are going through tough times, but others like Sweden are so calm. For several years until December 2018, Sweden's official Twitter account was managed each week by a different citizen. Because of this, we encountered many responses. Tigers are among the most beautiful felines, until they get hungry and start looking at us with. The worst part is that most people are much more afraid of anything at night since we don't have such good eyesight. How would you react if I said tigers usually hunt at night, since the night vision of these beasts is 6 times sharper than that of people? 10 times. If you like Batman, you might like this fun fact. In Texas, United States, there is a cave called Bracken Cave, known for having the largest bat colony in the world, with over 20 million of these creatures. Imagine going in and not finding him. That would be scary. Maybe some curious person already knew this fact, but did you know that humans not only have unique fingerprints, but also the appearance of our tongue is completely unique? That's right, the design is completely different for each person. 12. You've likely seen Titanic, or if not, it was a large cruise ship that sank after hitting an iceberg in 1912. Of thousands of passengers, just 711 survived. Being such a luxurious ship, it attracted passengers worldwide. Some Japanese survivors, upon returning home after the disaster, were labeled cowards for surviving when the other passengers did not. 13. If you like history, you should love everything related to wars. And what if you don't like history? But if you like doggies, then this curiosity is going to impact you. And the thing is, the Nazis, in their attempt to achieve the highest technology and advancements, tried to teach different dogs to speak and to read. But yes, this is not a joke. They even lived in an institution called the School for Communication Between Dogs and Men 14. Among the strange phobias and fears that people have, we find anatophobia, which is the strange fear that somewhere, somehow, a duck is watching you. Are you afraid of ducks? Timmy Quince. In Strange Rules and Laws of the Universe, we find that in Thailand, police officers who break the law, such as parking incorrectly or committing a more serious offense, they are required to wear a Hello Kitty armband on their uniform. 16. There are communities that sound a bit more aggressive than others, but I think this one has gone a bit to the extreme. Every May 3rd, the Cross of Macha festival is celebrated for several days in Chayanta province, Bolivia. People from around 62 communities will face off with their fists, as if it were just a simple boxing match, all to fulfill the ritual called Tinku. It's a bit aggressive, Mr. Curiosity. 17. In terribly random but incredibly true facts, we found that humans put a man on the moon in 1969, but only in 1970. They were able to put wheels on luggage. I imagine those must have been very painful years for tourists. 18. Don't fall apart on me, but that's how it looks. The Helicodicero plant, which simply imitates the anus of a dead animal, to attract flies that get confused and help with the plant's pollination process. How unpleasant, Mr. Curiosity. 19. As we know, planet Earth, for better organization, has different time zones depending on the location. A strange fact is that Samoa is 24 hours ahead of American Samoa, despite their proximity. And the funniest thing is that they're only 70 kilometers apart, to 20. One of the most common phobias among people is towards spiders. Maybe it's because they have 8 legs, many eyes, some are poisonous, and even Peter Parker couldn't improve their image. But the curious thing is that most spiders can walk on water and also breathe underneath it. And if that wasn't enough, just like crocodiles, they can survive for many hours underwater after entering a self-induced coma. Yeah, let the shocked milk come in. Let's go, 21. The country with the lowest birth rate in the world is South Korea. Because of a culture very dedicated to work, people are having fewer and fewer children. The main issue is that despite 50 million people, South Koreans could go extinct by 2,750 at this rate. 22. The civil universe is impressive, but people's creativity is even more so. And we find that in the immense solar system, the planet Uranus, among its 27 moons, has a moon called Cupid. Yes, like the god of love. 23. If you've watched Bear Grylls shows, you've likely picked up some survival techniques. But did you know that even though most people think that looking for food is the most important thing, actually a person can survive up to 2 months without food, 11 days without sleep, and in extreme cases, a week without water. But just in case, don't try it. Curious 24. William Shakespeare, one of history's most famous artists, was a great writer. So, was he about to tell us a story or not? Didn't our friend William have the remarkable coincidence of being born and dying on the same day? Yes, that's right. I was also pretty shocked. He was born on April 23, 1564, and died on April 23, 1616. 24? 25. In some epically curious facts brought to us by sports, we find that what is the fastest red card ever given in an official soccer match? It occurred in October 2000. How soon after the whistle was it? To start the match, the soccer player Lee Todd said, "Shit, that was too loud," so they sent him off quickly. Todd, 26. As we know today, humans don't have to worry so much about the rest of the species. But a few thousand years ago, all the species that walked the earth were much wilder, huge, and monstrous. And one of the animals that changed the most was the penguin, because today the emperor penguin can reach up to 1 meter and 30 centimeters tall. But the prehistoric penguin was over 2 meters tall. A real beast. 27. We've mentioned that octopuses are older than dinosaurs and have 3 hearts, but they keep surprising us. For example, the mimic octopus can imitate up to 15 marine species such as sea snakes, rays, lionfish, and jellyfish. A full display of animal intelligence. 28. Luckily, nowadays humanity is much more aware of all the environmental problems. While some countries ignore trash, others, like Sweden, are highly committed. That, since they've run out of trash to process, they're actually importing trash from nearby countries like Norway, for example. Well done, Sweden. 29. One of the most random facts we discovered about World War I, as we know, Japanese soldiers were known for their great loyalty to their nation, so they trained airplane pilots called kamikaze, who literally sacrificed themselves. But most of them died in vain, since only 1 out of every 9 pilots actually reached their targets. 30. If we look for the most dangerous animals in the world, will Australia show up as their preferred home? For example, while diving around its reefs, we might encounter the blue-ringed octopus, which is extremely deadly to humans. It's unlikely to attack us as it's only 15 centimeters and usually hides at the bottom of reefs. Before I go, let me greet the subscribers. Shout out to Angel Romero, who wanted a greeting. Next, a big shout out to Juan David Cuervo Suarez, whom I missed greeting in earlier videos. Welcome again to Joby Cubana, new to the channel. Then I send a big greeting to Noe Franco, who is always commenting on all the videos. I'll also greet Ernest Rodriguez, who's new to the channel. Next, another greeting for Mateo Riveras, who is very active, and I love that. Another greeting for Demian Calandra, who is also new to the channel. And that's it. Lastly, I'm going to greet Cristobal Saldivia, and another greeting for Halmin Cabrera. Finally, a greeting to Paul Borbor, who has requested one for a while. Now go ahead and leave your curious questions. Leave a like, really comment anything you want. Don't forget to share the channel and the video with your friends. There are more Mr. Curiosity videos, so subscribe and click the bell to stay updated. I'm Mr. Curiosity.